Tired of choosing between two options that doesn't speak for you? In this episode of Sideways Look, we step outside the traditional red and blue lanes to ask, who actually stands to gain if a third party rose to power in America? From disillusioned voters to power brokers on the sidelines. We explore the myths, the mechanics, and motivations behind third party dreams and who's quietly working to make them happen. Probably not quietly, because just last week, you know who announced he's forming his own party. Welcome to Sideways Look, the podcast that peeks between the policy and asks the questions others skip. I'm your host, Dr. Paul. Today, we're stepping outside the donkey and the elephant because when people say they're fed up with politics, what they often mean is they're fed up with their party choices. So, is there room or a real chance for a third party in America? And who would benefit if that actually happened? Let's look sideways. Let's start with history. Third parties aren't new in America, especially in American politics. From Teddy Roosevelt's Bull Moose Party to Ross Perot's Reform and Ralph Nader's Green Party, these alternative parties have tried to break through, but they rarely last. One big reason, the system itself. Winner take all elections, electoral college math, and restrictive ballot access laws make it nearly impossible to win and even harder to sustain momentum. Who's asking for a third party, and is this an option? Still, public frustration is real. A growing number of voters identify as independents, not Democrats or Republicans. Young voters, moderates, disaffected conservatives, and progressive alike often say they don't feel truly represented. Yet, come election time, many return to the two-party fold out of fear that a third-party vote is wasted, or worse, a spoiler. So who would benefit and who wouldn't? Who actually benefit if a third party rises? It's not always who you'd expect. You have billionaires, donors hoping to shape the system, what we live in today. Activists with laser-focused agendas. This affected politicians with national recognition. A third party can offer them a platform and power. But beware, it can also fracture coalitions, further polarize issues, or create opportunities for extremist voices to gain traction. So what would it take for a third party? It would take viable means of systematic changes, electoral college reforms, choice voting, open primaries, and propositional representation could create space for new voices. So could media equity and campaign finance reforms. Did you guys know that Trump has sued all three networks, major networks? But until these changes take root, third parties remain more symbolic than successful. So, do we need a third party? Maybe. But we definitely need a better system, one that's listen, reflects, and adapts. You see, I'm going to share a little something about myself today. I'm a registered Democrat, but like many of you, I am frustrated with them. There's, they have no message. They're fighting for the wrong things. Fighting for love, who can love who, reproductive rights, and taking up issues that will not get them to regain the House or the Senate doesn't look like anytime soon. Democrats need to get on board with the right message and the right candidate. I'm certain that I did not get my vote counted when in the last election. I wasted my vote. Republicans, they're not on message either. When I think about Republicans, they don't know who they are either. You have conservative Republicans, those are the hardcore conservatives. You have the evangelicals. But you say you are an evangelical, but you hate people. We probably need a third party. Until then, we keep looking sideways. Thanks for joining